Okay. Alrighty, so the wormling flies off.
Mm-hmm.
What do you all do now?
We continue deeper into the grove, I guess.
Oh, 1 second. Luther
Okay,
will. Well, first off, Luther will ask to Philly, like, what was that strange language you were speaking? Because as far as we know, we were all just hearing Draconic, right? And I don't think he said, "Oh, I'm speaking Draconic," right?
I don't think so. Did you hear that, Zoe?
Ew.
Hello? Where's the Zoe?
She's muted.
Yes, she's me.
Sorry, I'm too far from my mic to reply.
Okay.
I was speaking Draconic. I assumed you would have guessed since the dragon was speaking it as well.
I wasn't sure. It was a strange language. But we came across this doggerel of Draconic in another dungeon we were in. I can't remember who has it, but I was wondering if you could translate it for us.
Forgot all about that.
I think I had it written
A
down.
gargoyle?
It was a rubbing that we found in elven
In the vault.
The vault.
in an elven vault.
Well, I can certainly try.
Eldelar pulls out the piece of paper.
Is this in Draconic?
Yes.
I'm asking the DM.
Yeah, it's supposedly in Draconic.
All right. Okay. I'm going to try to read it.
Alright, so you see this thing. Remind me, which two did y'all find this one in?
That's the elven vault that we did before we went back to town, I think.
Yes. Alright.
Yeah.
It was in like the room before the Naga, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So you can read down upon it. It's kind of garbled, though. It's not a perfect... It seems to be some kind of ancient Draconic language. There are phrases in it that don't quite make sense without context. Basically, it seems to be some kind of worshipping, kind of prayer to a dragon god. And I feel like my mic is going in. Is my mic going in and out real bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Hang on. I have my input.
Do you think you could write me more or less what it says?
I will just go through it because it's easier for me to speak it out than me to write it down.
Okay.
It's easy doing conversation.
Since you're having mic trouble.
No. It's just I had my
Connection
noise. The voice
gate.
pickup turned up just a little too low.
Yeah.
Basically, is an ancient Draconic language speaking about a dragon god that is supposedly prophesied to return.
Okay.
That
She kind of squints at the paper. Oh, go ahead.
Basically the text infers that eventually the dragons will rise up again and retake the land from all that exist, and this god will turn all to either ash and dust or dragons. It's kind of vague.
Okay, so she kind of squints and looks at the paper a little closely, trying to figure out the words she's not familiar with, and kind of gets a rough estimate of what the text means. So she looks to the others, or rather, she just tells them as she's trying to figure it out herself. It seems to be some kind of prayer or a prophecy, speaking of a dragon. What do you say, a lord or a leader?
A god.
What was the word? A god.
God,
Of a dragon god that is prophesied to return and dominate the world, essentially.
The dragon god of Zersin.
Could you repeat that?
I'll type it. Not Elvish.
Thanks for putting in a language I could read.
Yeah.
Oh, Yersin?
Zersin, yes.
Thank you. Sorry, it was, I couldn't quite hear you that well.
That's fine.
The dragon god of Yersin.
Can I rack my brain to know when the last time dragons actually ruled the land? Is there even any written
history.
accounts of?
Make a history check, and let's see.
Could Luther
May
make
I
one
also
too?
make a history check?
You do not know. If you
Luther-
two would like to try, you're welcome to try. No.
I feel like I
Outside
might
of his
know a little bit
purview.
about
No.
history.
Nope.
No, I don't
Probably
know
not.
that much. Okay.
None of you can recall a time when dragons ruled.
Something to keep in mind for sure.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this Zirson. Where did you find this? Did it seem important? She hands it back.
It was an odd bit of, well, we thought it was just draconic writing that we found and made a copy of, and we haven't had a chance to find someone who could translate it.
Ah,
It
so
was
that's why it was
just-
hard to read. She
Yeah,
kind of
some
just
of
says
them.
this aloud, not realizing it might come off as rude. Still, the language is quite ancient. This is a very old prophecy.
You know it uses phrases and ways of speaking that are not common to any form of modern draconic language. It would be like trying to. It would be like it'd be like trying to read English from like the 1100s.
Right, yeah. It's a bit archaic.
It seems
is what
to be
you're
a very old version of the draconic language.
saying.
It's not sorry. It's not the kind of language that I was taught by my people.
I wonder who might have left it there, because we had found it in an ancient elven tomb.
Yes. Couldn't be older
We'd
than
also
that
found a message that was left by, let me look at my notes.
Have you guys just been saving up things written in draconic like your whole campaign?
Oh, they've been saving up a lot of shit of randomness.
They have a map.
No, there was
no idea what it's
another
to.
one. I can't remember what their name was. That killed a hydra there, too, but I can't recall what that was.
Yeah, oh well.
The Guild of the Jaded Dagger killed arrow or dagger killed a hydra here. That was something we also saw in that vault. So I think there's
They're
a
just
bit of
braggarts.
this that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just being braggarts. So, like, yeah, look at us, we're so fucking cool.
So what are they giving her
Oh,
What?
I don't
to
know.
read?
I think he was just going over the fact that there was other stuff in there, other randomness.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah,
saying that they
so
had
we're
more
not
stuff
sure
for
as to the
trying to
purpose of it. So it's just something we're gonna have to keep in mind for now.
You would remember that the other writing was not in Draconic at all.
Yeah, it was just normal, common or elvish. I can't remember which.
Man, it was Elvish.
Oh, Elvish.
It was Elvish.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Without further delay, I think we should continue.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
So
I do believe we should carry on, especially if you don't want the Green Dragon to return with friends.
Mm-hmm.
He certainly wasn't happy with
Yeah.
how he was treated here today.
All right. So you all finish making up camp quickly. What do you do with the
We're camping
bodies?
right here.
Well, y'all were.
I thought we would have
I guess.
gone the distance ahead before we camped.
No. I mean, y'all finished cleaning
guess-
up the camp because y'all hadn't finished cleaning up your camp yet. Y'all were still sitting there having a
Okay.
conversation,
Oh.
and the dragons
Well,
appeared.
I think while they clean up the camp, Loreleth would take the time to respectfully bury the bodies. Or
If you would
however-
help.
One thing, like, how much are dragon scales worth?
Of
The
course, the
feeling
door.
gives you the most incredulous look.
That's a good question, actually.
I can't
you would
see
think
around
they
people
would
right
think
now.
they would be you think they would be invaluable, and if they have beyond an immeasurable amount of value, because You don't know of anybody who would buy them or who has them to sell?
Time to get out the skinning knives, boys.
I was thinking we could just bury them. Whatever. Do what you want.
Screw respect. I want money.
Screw the rules. I've got money.
I don't know about you guys, but I caught the one I killed, so that one's already mine.
Oh lordy.
But
I would also
do
like
as
point-
the party wish.
You guys do whatever you want to do. Lorlet's just gonna bury the dragons respectfully after whether they skin
Well,
them or
Luther and Ferdinand wouldn't give a shit, so they're gonna get to kind of skinning them, I guess.
If they start doing that in front of the Phoebe, she's going to go for a walk where she doesn't see you guys.
Do you have experience in skinning a dragon?
Neither of them do.
Okay, then.
But Ferdinand's gonna help Luther go at it, though.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
And Luther's kind of taking the lead because he has some knowledge of medicine and kind of could bullshit through that.
Huh. So, you attempt to skin the dragon, only to find that your skinning knife breaks.
Ooh.
Rip.
As you find that the hide and the scales are far too tough for any normal skinning knife.
Well, Luther looking dismay of his knife and will motion to Laura left that she could bury him.
Lorlet will give a wry smile.
I am going to take a vial of dragon blood.
Okay.
You do you. You do you.
Alright,
Okay,
so
Laura.
you get out a vial of dark red dragon blood.
Alright, is that it? Guess so. Loreleth will go to burying the bodies now. Unless someone else feels something.
After seeing what happened to the knife, I think Eldelar's gonna pass on it. On skinning, that is.
It's a bad omen.
Alright. So you know how long it takes to dig a grave for a human? With a shovel? Are you doing it by yourself?
Oh, DeFeely.
Mr.
Do we even need to do it? Well,
She
that's
was
the
helping
thing. Ferdinand Luther
until we
wouldn't see
started
any real
trying
need
to
to do
skin the
it.
dragon.
Yeah, I think Loreleth will try to go after DeFeely real quick.
Just throw some flowers on him and call it a day.
Try to tell her that they have failed to skin it and we're just going to bury it.
I don't even want to hear it, she says, like seeming perturbed. She's clearly not used to seeing people like skin animals at all, let alone, something that's kind of close to dragonborn.
The hide was so thick that it broke the knife.
They often lust after riches and who knows what. They don't even stop to think what they're doing, but still, they mean well.
She stops playing her guitar and looks over her shoulder at Loreleth. Do they? Do you really believe that?
What I believe is that through whatever strange ways they are trying to do good. And it is our responsibility to ensure they don't deviate from that. make sure they
Right.
don't desecrate such protected lands. That is what I've been taught for almost my entire life. Now, if you would kindly help me respectfully bury these dragons, we can go on our way shortly thereafter.
Although, it might be in our best interest to keep moving. Dragon don't normally bury their fallen, and though it's a nice gesture, I do worry about how much time we are spending here. Surely the dragons will bring more and come back to this area.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. Very well then, Defilia. Let's
I do
return and...
appreciate I do appreciate your respectful approach, though. I'm sure the fallen would as well.
Malia guides me to do her respectful bidding towards nature and all of life.
I want to show y'all something.
Okay.
Okay.
So
What the hell is that?
I have another account open, so I'm recording the video, so I don't see the other stuff on the side. That's what Eldelar said in common.
What the fuck?
He doesn't have a character, so he doesn't understand common. That's what it comes out as.
What?
That's hilarious.
It confused me for a second too, because one screen understands it, the other one doesn't.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
The Loreleth will just inform the others we're just moving on. Screw the burial.
Right. Zafili does take time to kind of play a song to the fallen dragons. Like, she doesn't say any words. I don't know, she would actually sing a little in Draconic, but no one else would understand what she's saying.
Right.
It just sounds like a send-off. Man, she's gonna have to get used to this group.
Not true. Yeah.
Yes, that is the appropriate song, Forth. The appropriate song. Alright. You take time to prepare a burial.
No, we're not.
Or
Said screw that.
like a I don't know.
Just
whatever
throw
y'all
a
are
few
trying to
flowers
accomplish.
or whatever around.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
It's respectful and hasty at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a burial in a hurry.
Honestly, it would probably take like half the day or longer for them to bury.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I
mean,
Yeah.
That's just
especially with the two that were, especially with the one that was offering to bury him, it doesn't have exactly great strength. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would have still done it. She's that dedicated.
yeah.
Like, Defeat would have tried, but like thinking of it, the way that she did, it seemed unnecessary. Dragons don't normally bury their kind.
I see.
Yeah, it's more of a human, or in this case, I guess, elvish and dwarvish
Yeah.
and half elven tradition.
Well, elves don't bury their dead either.
Okay, yeah.
They put
it's
them on
just
a
not
boat and float them out to sea and let them disappear. And travel beyond.
No.
The
If it
elves
makes you
don't.
feel any better. This vial of blood will have a lot more alchemical use, and it will help the dragon live on beyond.
Sure, I'll
The
take
Phoenix
your word for
switches.
that. Not
Yeah.
when you like show the vial of blood you're carrying. She's like, oh, why would you do that?
So he can be useful even after death.
The same as I keep the werewolf things or the vampire dust. Things have many uses beyond death and could help.
If you
No,
say
that's just
so.
size.
He
It's
won't
just
have died in
Really
vain.
looks sickened right now. Can we please just press forward?
Yes, I agree. Let's go.
Alright,
Get
so
out of here
you,
before the cavalry shows up.
alright, so you start wandering off. Beginning to march deeper into the forest, into the grove. Do you know what direction you're going?
The direction that they've been
Um,
heading in.
Well, I will point out my character has what is it? Natural
terrain?
explorer, natural explorer forest, which, unless there's some magical reason, can't get lost.
Hmm.
Yes, let me. There you go. Now you can click on it.
Uh-huh.
So Lorlet's basically leading the way, trying to go through the forest to figure out what any signs of where this crypt is.
Okay. The recording page cannot click on that, but that's okay. Alright, so you begin wandering into the deeper portion of the forest.
Yep.
It begins to get a little thicker, a little darker.
Okay.
You notice the birds sing. It's a very thick forest. It grows rapidly thick.
Goes rapidly thick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Begin to go
So-
deeper.
Okay. Yep.
There's more trees. These trees begin to look ancient. Very large. Larger still than that. Yes. Yeah. Let's go with that.
I forgot that it was still in Draconic.
Okay. I thought you were just trying to be secretive.
It's a beauty. Anyway, so you notice that these trees are actually even more ancient, supposedly, than those are the forests that you grew. That they existed prior to that of the Elven forest that they reside in now.
Mm-hmm.
So you continue forward. There is no path, but you continue.
Mm-hmm.
Who's scouting?
Well, Loreleth is ahead of the party.
What's
I
the
guess
marching
so.
orders for the party, though? Who's in front?
That's the
Who's in
question.
back?
The Feely is right behind her.
Okay, so Feely second.
And then Ferdinand, and then Luther, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'm fifth.
And
I'll be the
fourth
rear
and
then.
Shit.
Well, you didn't have much of a choice. They kind of kicked you to the back, and
Unless you want to fight.
basically you got swallowed into the back to be tailing Charlie.
Let's-
All right.
If you want to fight me for fifth, I'll roll you for it.
All right. So you continue on.
Mhm.
Fourth, I need you to make a perception check for me. I suspect you're looking around, correct?
Guys.
I suspect you do what? Oh,
I see everything.
Nice. Natural 20.
you know that you're being followed.
Do I know by what?
No, but you know something.
Something.
Eyes are watching on you right now. You get this almost supernatural feeling that you're being tracked and followed as every
As
step.
like a one thing or multiple?
You can't tell. You aren't sure if it's visioning for something else, whether it's tracking it by itself, or whether it's many things tracking you. You can't tell. But you know something or some things are watching you right
And it could be behind us, right?
now. It could be, yes. You notice that it is keeping. It seems like the feeling is almost like as you move forward, it kind of moves forward with you. Like it's keeping its distance, but it's still watching you.
All right. Is there any way I could cast alarm in a section to see if it trips?
Sure. If you would like to try.
Is he gonna tell anyone he's doing this?
I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you see me start casting some stuff behind.
Fourth, all of a sudden, in the back starts casting magic spells.
Orth, what are you doing?
There are eyes upon us. But we have to figure out what they.
Oh dear.
Enlarge Ross's blades.
All right.
Well, see, now you're giving away that we know it's there.
You'd think the sound of the alarm would do that as well.
Well, no, it's just a little bell. Like, it doesn't
But-
go off until something.
I don't
They're
think the bell
probably
works that way.
noticing
I think alarm actually doesn't work that way. I think alarm is... You just hear it. Yeah, it just pings in your mind. It doesn't actually go off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it pings in his mind like a beep. I guess. I imagine it's like a beep spell, but I don't know. You can pitch it how you please.
Like an alarm clock.
I don't know if you can click on that to read it or not, but
My other my recording character cannot, but I can. I'll make him a character so he understands common and has access to the books. But yeah, it does not. All right, so you want to continue on though? So you cast it in the area
Great
behind you.
trepidation. Yes.
Okay. So you slowly continue forward. Now that feeling begins to descend upon all of you. You're being watched. Continue forward, do you? Go back. What do you do?
No
Continue
choice.
cautiously.
Keep going.
So you continue forward. Deeper into the forest.
Mhm.
Trees are thick now. Very thick. The underbrush is thick.
Wow.
Very ancient feeling. Magical almost. Now it feels like the entire forest itself is stalking you.
The Feely kind of nervously says, "Are we going the right way?"
We're going away. That's for sure.
The forest has eyes, though, on us, it appears.
I was hoping we
Like
could
sort of
find.
some sort of a response.
I was hoping we could find signs of the crypt being near, but
As you look around, you look from your left to your right and behind you in all directions, and you see nothing. There is no discerning features in any direction.
oh boy.
What do you do?
Is there any animals around?
There are plenty. Squirrels, rabbits, foxes. Which one would you like? Spiders?
Do I sense anything in particular?
No more than anything else. You've been feeling that the entire forest is kind of standing around you.
All right.
I guess we'll just go with like some sort of bird or something, maybe.
Okay.
But
So you look up and see
low.
several different kinds of birds and stuff like that, just flying around, seeing them perches.
Okay, well, Lilith will cast Speak with Animals and ask one, if they've seen a, man-made structure in this forest, or like something that's not trees, like something that was built here or something.
The bird. The bird is unable to give you. The bird does not seem to know. Doesn't seem to comprehend what you mean by that.
Let's see.
Like a stone structure. Something that's not wooden
yeah.
dirt.
Has it seen any large stone kind of thing in this grove, like just like blocks of stone or something?
Again, it basically says that it has not seen anything like that. It sees trees and animals.
Hmm. Would it be possible?
Be advised that I will point something out very important that might be helpful to you. Speak with animal dictates based on the animal's intelligence. So
Yeah. Might have to ask a different animal.
Bigger brain.
But before I do that, is it possible to try and convince the bird to just scout around to see if it can see anything that I've described? Like fly up and try to see if it can.
The bird seems to be wondering what it's going to get for this.
Give it some of the feed for the horses. See if it may be interested.
Offer it some horse feed. Maybe.
It doesn't seem interested in that.
Doesn't want the horse feed.
Are there any berries around?
Well, if there's just berries around, I'd probably just eat those, but... Is there anything in anybody's rations that might...
What kind of bird is it?
Yeah, what kind of bird is this?
Like a blue jay.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. If you got a crow, I would have gave it some silver.
It's not a crow.
I have
Crows.
You have a what?
I have a ration if you want to use it.
A ration is what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything in the ration that piques the bird's interest?
The bread seems to be very interested to it.
Okay, I'll offer that.
Okay. So it takes the bread in its mouth and it flies up.
Okay.
And it flies around a little bit. And it comes back and it squawks at you and informs you that it saw something, but it doesn't know what it is.
Can you direct us towards it?
It points you kind of to the northeast into a deeper part of the forest.
Very good. She will end the spell.
And the bird flies off, chomping away at its big giant piece of bread.
Yep.
And Defeaty is eating the jerky left in the ration. Just because.
Thank you, Defealy.
Oh, she kind of wipes her mouth and nods, like, of course.
Did you only take one ration?
Huh?
I look at the Devili's stuff. I only know she only had one ration. Did you only take one?
It only allowed me one.
It should have allowed you 10. Because each ration's a day.
Oh. Then I guess I have more. Alright.
Nice.
You should
Anyway,
have 10
we
rations worth.
Go in the direction the bird pointed us towards.
Okay. So you continue forward.
Yep.
The air becomes very thick. Almost oppressively thick. Imagine on an extremely humid day how the air almost sticks to you.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday at work.
What's today? That will be tomorrow at 105-degree heat index.
Yeah, sure.
That's lovely.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. But it becomes impressively on top of you. Almost feeling like it's smothering you in.
It's concerning.
The eyes now that are watching you feel almost like they burn through you.
Ooh.
And as you step forward, you step out. And you see a bunch of deer bound in front of you. And then you see them stop.
Lilith will just watch. See what it does.
You see them kind of rear up and turn into a pack of men. Standing hooded in brown robes, all holding staves.
Oh.
And that is where we're going to call this a session.
Clever.
Alright.
Oh boy.